What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Dude Push Start. This is episode 2. If you are back, we appreciate you coming back. If this is your first time here on Dude Push Start, what we do is we go to consignment stores, flea market, secondhand stores. We go to thrift stores, garage sales. We look for nostalgic stuff that I liked as a kid and that you might like as well. Toys, video games, books, comic books, movies, stuff like that from when we were kids that, kind of bring back that nostalgic feel. Stuff like this. Sometimes it's new, sometimes it's old, sometimes it's really old. But we look for good prices. We look for people to talk to. We look to have fun out there. I keep saying we because if you were at episode 1, it was just me. But this time I brought my buddy Luke with me. This is not really his thing. But he seems to have fun, and he says he's going to come back. We filmed a couple episodes already together. So he's out there with me looking for it. And without further ado, let's get to the flea market. This is where you find the deals right here. All right, somebody tell us. Is it Stone Cold? It looks like Stone Cold. Is it Stone Cold? He's a walkie-talkie. This is why I bring Luke here. So, okay, what's this, Luke?
Brodus Clay. He's on Fox News, baby.
So this wrestling toy from God knows when. This is what he knows about. He doesn't know anything else. He knows this.
And he was the Funkasaurus.
That's right. It was the Funkasaurus.
The Funkasaurus.
Whoever had all this really liked Bruce.
And then they had the Funkadactyls. I mean, now if you found him and the Funkadactyls, now we're talking.
Oh, I forgot he did have the Funkadactyls.
Are the Funkadactyls in here somewhere? Naomi and Cameron. See, this is like the problem is this is like really early this is like late, like 20 teens, early 20 teens, when wrestling was not that cool or that valuable. That's when we were liking it. And it was all about,
don't say we.
That's when you were watching it too, buddy.
So you got to get in the back aisles. Just spent $8. Got some 90s Star Wars stuff, some X-Men. I don't know what this is. I don't like to look stuff up while I'm there, but we'll check out some of the stuff. So we got Imagine X. I like Imagine X. There's no way it's not $8.
Well, you never know. Gold amongst trash. Kind of cool. Got heaters in here. One thing I don't know if I could ever get into too much is cards.
Yeah, it's a racketeer. It's hard to keep up with.
It's too much.
I'm really interested in these. If I can't find a bunch of other stuff today, I might be back to try these out for sure.
Go. Trying it on.
We might have our first purchase of the day. Your fade is looking ridiculous, bro.
It's looking good in the back. I told him to tell me to give it like a cool soccer player.
We're in our 30s, dude. Quit trying to be cool.
No, you gotta change it up every once in a while, man. You gotta stay hip. You gotta get with the kids. 1950. Copy. Keep the change. Get your Power Ranger.
First buy of the day. Let me get it in the light here. I got a Power Ranger Street Fighter Cami combo here. So I've never seen that before. Maybe it's fake. I don't know, but I'll have to look into it a little bit. I don't look at prices before I do anything.
What is it?
All right, we were just talking about morphic animals from the 80s and 90s, and this is, if anybody can tell me what this is, I know what it is, but I'm going to talk about it off camera, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. I might be buying that, but there's a guy from Small Soldiers. Anybody can tell me what that is. That is one of my favorite things from when we were kids.
Yeah.
We have some science stuff here. Tell us about this. What do you know about
So
these
these
guys?
are glass that was that's carbon glass that has uranium in it, so it glows in the dark.
I'm taking applications for a partner that actually knows what they're doing. So
Listen,
if
I
you
know
have
the
any
facts, but they're
input on
blurry
things-
facts.
We've been living in sin so long, all the feels are gone. Fella stopped me on the street last night, said everything's alright. Roller coaster, make it through the day, I'm right. It seems your meal ticket is gone, but life goes on. I could never imagine something better. Yeah, right. Now you're cooking on high heat in the middle of the street. Roller coaster, take me to a better time. Let's go. All sing your high line with the roller coaster.
Quit being a chicken. Go ask.
¿Cuántos per, like the little ones? $220? $230? Okay. Okay. Just curious.
You buying one?
No.
How much?
It's like $230.
Oh my God.
Don't bitch and moan about it, please. God forbid you scrape your knees, and it's nothing to sneeze at. Oh, I've told you over and over again. You gotta get both hands around it and make your own plans. Roller coaster.
Luke just tried to throw his cup away in a trash can, And it turned out it was somebody's booth that they were selling that trash can. I can't take this guy anywhere.
Listen, man, looked like a trash can.
It was a trash can, but it
Yeah, it
wasn't
was
a
full
trash
of
can
trash,
for you
but
to use.
that trash was good trash.
It's not for you to use.
Choose your timeline with the roller coaster of life.
All right, everybody, we appreciate you joining us. Appreciate you bearing with our camera stuff. This is all very new to us, and we're just trying to learn. But if you don't post, you never get started. So, we're already buying new equipment, finding new stuff that's going to work better. Give us a wider angle so you can get a better opportunity to see some of the stuff that we're looking at. Let's go through some of these things we find. So we'll start with the Star Wars stuff. So this is a 1999 Anakin Skywalker. I found some. I'll put some prices up here. We found some eBay sales. $8-9. But I think you heard there. I got 5 figures for $8. So under $2 a piece. So again, not trying to make a huge profit, but I like to get them at a good deal, something I can put on a shelf. And then this little bit taller Luke Skywalker from 1993. There's some solds in there for $10-12, and there's some posted right now. The only ones I can find posted on eBay for about $30. So, why do I want stuff like this? I have some other figures that I've come across in the past that kind of go along the same line. So, a Princess Leia that, these will go on a shelf, a little bit older. You don't see something like this very often anymore, if I can get it in focus there. So, you don't see something like that made very often anymore. So kind of stands out, sometimes kind of goofy, but I like the way that it looks on a shelf. So I'll throw those prices up. And again, as I go through some of this stuff, it's just things that, I like or I've come across or stuff from my childhood, talk about that Star Wars stuff. I remember as a kid, my dad in late 90s taking me to see episode 1, The Phantom Menace, when it came out, because Star Wars was something to him when he was a kid, right? Being from the 70s and 80s. It was something for him, and so I remember him taking me, and again, just nostalgic to me and important to me, and something that kind of brings a smile back to my face. So so this I said in the video, I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was kind of a cool figure. It looked like it had that late 90s, early 2000s look to it. So this is actually from Yu-Gi-Oh! This is Sword Stalker. Pretty cool, right? Again, good articulation, good look. Good color, something that goes well on the shelf. I have some other Yu-Gi-Oh figures. I've talked about Pokemon. Stuff like that kind of stands out, goes together. So, these figures will look nice, and I'll just continue to kind of compile them. So, for less than $2, I'll take it. Let's go through some of these other ones. So, this one was important to me. I pointed it out. If you guys never saw the movie Small Soldiers, go watch it right now. A lot of big names in the movie and very good. Similar to most things. I'll reach back here. Grab these. I have some other Small Soldiers figures that go with this set, so I think they'll look nice together. So if I can find full sets, if I can find things together, Brick Bazooka, Chip Hazard, these look really nice, and I'll put the prices up here. Maybe $15 out of box, but there is I just saw a listing on eBay for these two in box for $185 it sold, and this one alone for about $85 it sold. So again, if you are one of those that's looking to have a side hustle and make a few extra bucks, don't sleep on toys and don't sleep on box toys. But again, they're kind of cool. Some of the stuff you don't really see in toys anymore. Stuff that goes well together. And then again, really good movie. Go watch that. Very cool. And then I'll give you one last chance. I asked in the video if anybody knew what this was. So this is a kangaroo from Warriors of Virtue. So when there was all the Ninja Turtle stuff going on, Power Rangers, Battletoads, you think of all the different things, Mighty Ducks that were kind of these half animal, half humans. They took this run at it, and it was Warriors of Virtue. And if I remember correctly, they only made a live action movie, and it might have gone straight to VHS. But if you can find it, go watch it. It is wild, pretty good. At least from what I remember. I don't remember last time I watched it, but this would be one that I'd be interested in trying to collect the whole set. I think there's 5 of them, different colors and stuff, kind of like you'd see with the Ninja Turtles. So if you can see the prices there, $14.99. I got this from the same booth, $14.99 and $8.99, and I think I asked for $20 for both, so save myself a couple bucks there. But 2 that I was interested in, so I was willing to pay a little bit more for those. I had the Power Rangers, Street Fighters, both big things for me growing up. The Cammy toy, I thought this was pretty neat. They've got a lot of these in this collection. So I don't know, this is new. They're still selling online for $25, something like that. This might be one I take out of the box. I've got a lot of old Power Ranger stuff. I got a lot of Street Fighter, Capcom stuff. So that might be something that I take out of the box. The box is not that cool to me. So as I throw it on the ground. But yeah, something that's cool to me, the action figure. I'm not terribly into the boxes itself. So another thing here, I showed it. I don't think I got a clip of me picking it up, but this neat little Pikachu statue. This was the stuff I was talking about. So this says Pokemon BP 2016 China. I don't know where this came from. I can't find a listing of it on eBay. I can't find a listing of it. The only thing I really found was like a little picture of it on Facebook where somebody was talking about it. So hey, if you can find that, drop a link in the comments below. Tell me where this is, what it's worth, where you found it, who made it, that kind of stuff. And then last couple things here, newer X-Men toy. I do like Wolverine. Probably wouldn't have picked this up if it wasn't bundled. Not a very quality toy. Just has the hips and the arms, but still can look okay on a shelf. We talked about Mario and Nintendo stuff. I picked this up while we were there. Again, I kind of bundled it with a couple of these things. I think I paid $10 for this Mario Power Tennis, and I was like, oh, that's going to be good. Didn't look up the price or anything. That's about what it's worth. So don't always think that Mario and Nintendo is going to go for tons. But I have a Wii. Might be worth trying to play complete in the box too. So, keep an eye out for the Nintendo stuff. But if you're one of those that likes to resell and stuff, always look up the prices. Don't just guess that it's going to be valuable for you. So, last thing I'll talk about this week, I'd stopped at a different thrift store. Don't always record. Found this cool Star Wars chessboard. Came out to $5. We've talked about board games before. They don't always come whole, and they're usually taped up. But this did have all the pieces to play chess. Had some pretty cool figures with it. They're these little plastic pieces, not metal or anything like that, but they've got some pretty good detail to it. Here's Kylo Ren. Thought it was kind of funny that Kylo Ren was actually the queen piece. But you will see I've got Boba, General Grievous, so it's got a couple different generations of Star Wars together. There's Jango Fett there. Chewbacca, Han, Darth Vader, a lot of the main characters in there. So I thought that was pretty neat. Appreciate you coming back for episode 2 here. Make sure you hit that like button, the subscribe button, notification so that you get notified when episode 3 comes out. Luke and I already recorded that. We went to one of our indoor consignment stores, flea markets. So we will get that out for you as soon as possible. I want to keep rolling these videos out. So if you like that, stay tuned. We appreciate you joining us, and be safe out there. We'll see you on the next one.